Hey, what's going on guys, G1X here, and today we're doing a Transformers G1 review. This time we're taking a look at the Terracons, or also in combined form known as Abominus. And from left to right you have Center Twin, Cutthroat, Hunger, Blood, and Rippersnapper. Now this is probably, when combined, the most articulated G1 combiner that I can even think of. Even whenever you get into the Japanese stuff, this guy is just amazing. Even individually, these are pretty cool bots, and these are really cool when you saw them in Season 3. This is a must-buy. Even if you don't get the other four to make him Abominus or have him as kind of a set, this guy is a must-buy just because he was one that kind of went against what was normal for G1, where you really didn't have that much articulation whenever you bring in figures like this guy, which was, originally a Diaclone figure. But whenever you get into some of the ones that Hasbro actually did and were their molds, this guy just kind of went against what was normal for G1. This guy has so much articulation, it's hard to even fathom that this guy is a G1 figure. But some of the things that he comes with, he does come with a shield, which you can apply to this mode. Also a gun, which is going to also serve as Abominus's gun, which you can apply as well. He does come with 2 foot plates for Abominus, 2 fists, and a head. So moving this stuff aside, I wanted to kind of show off how you can use these other weapons. And that's something that's kind of cool with these guys and also the Technobots, that you can implement these vehicle mode weapons and also some of their handheld robot weapons. So for the gun, you do have 2 holes up here. You can plug that in either side, so over here or here, and you can see that you can equip him with his gun. So kind of cool there. You could also take the shield and attach it there, and he could have it in this mode. Now, I try to figure out a way to also implement his gun. I guess you can put it there, and you can see that it doesn't really fall out. It's in there pretty securely. So if you wanted to do that, you could. Not too bad. Now, just kind of giving a little 360 so you can see all the stickers and where they go. This guy is probably got the most than the others. You can see some right here. There's little stickers that are right here, here as well. And you can see quite a bit on each one of these. I've seen some people take the excess stickers, from whenever they take these off, and they have a little bit more, and they end up making little eyes for these little dragon things, or whatever you want to call it. You can see he's got another one there at the waist. And I don't believe anything at the back. No, you can see some stuff on the shoulders there, though. Now, as far as articulation with this guy, he can move these feet back and forth. I've also seen people that have rotated this up and flipped this back to kind of make his feet go like that. So if you wanted to do it that way, you could. But you can see that this moves, this back here, this moves as well, and his toes move. So already a lot more articulation than what you get with most G1 figures. The tail does not rotate or anything like that, but the cool thing about this is these heads. These can go in and out, and then go up this much. They can also bend down here. They can also bend right there. So these little dragon heads, you can spread them out. And I think that's awesome, that they don't just stick out, like this, which is what, most of the G1s would do. So it adds a little bit more character to it whenever you put him in his beast mode, and you have him different heights and different bends. Now, to get this guy transformed, what we're going to do here is just pull these down together like this, straighten those out, come down with this. These are actually going to fold up. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that. You're going to come back with this section here. Come down with the shoulders. And whenever I come down, I always pull the head, where he's facing back, and it makes it a lot easier for this to, come down. Also, if you had him face forward, then you can see that it'll start to scratch up here. Now, this isn't from my original, childhood. I bought this secondhand off eBay. They're all really good condition except for his eyes. There's a little bit of gray missing. So that's just one little problem there. But so you don't start to kind of scrape up this right here, I would always rotate the head. Then with this section here, you're going to flip those toes up and come out with the hands. There you go. That up, come out with that hand, and then you can got a little bit of bend right there. Now to equip him up, give him his gun. And for his shield, this section actually pops out right there, and you can see you can plug that right there. So there he is. You can see, those additional stickers that I was talking about. Really nice looking. You can see all the stickers on the shield. As far as his articulation, you saw that it can rotate in the head 360 degrees. These arms, nice ratchets. Elbows. Does this one have ratchets? No. So if it did have ratchets, they're not very good. But you can see that, he has no problem, holding his gun up. So it's not too heavy for him. Nothing in the waist, but the legs, he can do the splits. He can come this far forward, that much back. I could bend out like that if you wanted him to. He can also bend here at the knee. And he does have his foot can go back and forth. So if you wanted to kind of get him in a running pose, I'm sure you could probably pull it off. All right, setting him off to the side. Next guy we're going to grab is Center Twin. Now he's going to come with two weapons. He's going to have the one that we have him equipped with at the very top. And then he's going to have this little bitty guy right here. Now, this gun is only going to be for this beast mode. This gun is only going to be for his robot mode. And, it's one of those things that even the smallest little accessory like this, if you bought this and you were just like, well, this thing's probably only like $3. I've seen these go for $20, $25, $30. So they can be quite expensive. I think this one is probably the most expensive one. So, just a little FYI there. But giving this guy a little 360, there's some nice molded detail on him. If you kind of look at the faces there. And you can see the little jaws and stuff. It's maybe kind of hard to make out in the light, but you kind of get the idea. These guys really, you can find some. One of the things that you want to look at whenever you're buying this guy is you see these little silver things. You want to make sure you don't see any rust there. As you can see, mine are kind of silver. And they do knock these off, so you got to be extremely careful whenever you're buying these to make sure that you don't run across a knockoff. So fortunately, I was able to find some authentic ones, and you can see some more stickers here, and they're on the shoulder. But anyways, get this guy. As far as articulation, he can move this, and I guess you could say his tail could go up and down. This gun can rotate. But take this off, and these are usually missing a lot of times, these guns that you put on these beast modes, just because they really don't go anywhere. Now, you could put this in, his hand and give him, a little extra gun, which is not too bad. But to get him transformed, first thing we're going to do is pull apart here at the waist. You can come up with this section, and he's kind of just come back. And always kind of do it like that. So they're kind of locked in together. There we go. And then come back with this section. These little bitty hands. And kind of see, that's where these suffer, and that's why I'm so interested in seeing, what the Combiner Wars has in store for us, especially whenever it comes to these guys and the Technobots. But not too bad, a little dude right there. He stands quite well on his own, as you can see, because of this kind of serves as a little heel spur. But there he is, pretty nice. All right, the next one that we'll grab is Cutthroat. And they've renamed him several times whenever they bring him back for the Terracons that I've seen, just because I guess Cutthroat is not, acceptable for, buying, kids a character named that. But one of the things here with its tail, you can see that it goes back and forth. This also serves as the gun. If I give you a little look at him, you can see the two Decepticon stickers that you'll put on. You can see a couple right here. The head does go up and down. The wings, I guess you could say that they kind of can flare out if you wanted to. Then it kind of reveals the hands a little bit more. These legs can go back and forth. Same thing here. You kind of look there, and you want to make sure that you don't see like a bunch of rust on these little silver spots. But you can go ahead and take the gun off. Come down, I can just kind of like leave these back like that to kind of serve as heel spurs. Come out with the wings. Chest, or this head will come down and create the chest. Then you can come up with these hands. The gun, you're going to bring it this way to where it makes it a little bit shorter. You can kind of see. So instead, it'll be too long that way, so bring it a little bit shorter. And give him this gun. Get it there. Yeah, there we go. So there's a little look at him. It's not too bad. He's not my favorite though. Now getting into Blot. This one, I kind of think it's the worst one. Not in its beast mode. I think it's really cool looking, but in its robot mode, it kind of suffers a little bit just because he's really chunky up here. But as far as what we saw in the cartoon, I mean, they really kind of captured it. I like the way that it looks. You see some nice stickers right there, some at the knees. And he's one of the ones that have, the weapons are incorporated as well, where you have both of them. You have this extra piece and then his gun that he'll use in his robot mode there. And this, obviously it rotates up and down. His head can kind of go back and forth as well. This arm can rotate, this bends. Again, you want to look at the silver. You want to make sure that there's, no rust. Then he can also, bend here at these legs. To transform him, take off this little pack here. I'm going to put this gun to the side. You can see that there's a hole there and that peg there, so that's how that works. All right, to transform him, you're going to pull this section down. You want to be careful because that's where his head is. Then you can flip. If I can get it. Yeah, there we go. Flip that all the way up. These legs are just going to come back like this. And it kind of set up here, but I kind of tilt them a certain way to where it serve as heel spurs again. With these arms, these are going to come back like so. Come back with that one. And they just kind of set back here like that. And freeze up this. And you can give him his little gun. And there's a little look at Blot. Kind of a little bit of a thick dude, but he's alright. Alright, probably my favorite out of these little guys. And he does have two weapons as well. They all have two weapons except for Cutthroat. He's got one that he fits here on the back, and then he also has this one, which just kind of sets to the side. It doesn't have a place to plug in anywhere. But you can see some of his stickers there, and here at the front, the Decepticon logo right there. To transform him, we'll take this off. You just kind of push this tail up like so. This head will come back and just slide down. These arms, I'm just going to come back, pull them apart here. And whenever you bring these around, again, you can serve as heel spurs, and you have some nice stickers there on the side as well. Come up with his little bitty hands. Give him his gun, and yeah, that's kind of covered up. So this would just go to the side, or I guess you could give it to Hungar again. But there's a little look at him. And this one's probably my favorite. I just like him. I think he's cool in both modes. Alright, so now to get into the combination. Alright, getting into the combination mode, you see all I've done is taken the weapons away from the guys. So here are Hungars, or what is going to be used as Abominus. Now you can use these however you want. You can scramble them up or scramble city. I prefer to put, right foot, left foot, right fist, left fist, and that's kind of how I like to do it. But going ahead and getting these guys in their combined form. First guy we're going to take is Center Twin here. And we're going to keep the legs, everything, just put the arms down and go ahead and move these down a little bit so we can come down. There we go. And plug him up, let's see, wherever the hole is, right there. Do the same thing with this guy here. We're going to just push this together here. Just bring those up around and plug that hole in there. With this guy, go ahead and push those hands down. We are going to, let's see, move these feet all the way. Come back like we were going into beast mode. And just kind of push these together. I leave these extended, pull these up, and come back with the head. Go ahead and give him that, and we're going to go ahead and plug that gun into there. And you can see that it fits on there quite nicely. Then with this guy, go ahead and push those hands down, leave this extended, and you kind of move these around however you think makes it look best. Come forward with the head and plug in his fist. And I usually kind of pull him up and add this here. Yeah, and that's going to be just like that. Now the head, we'll set that to the side. Getting this guy in his mode, you're going to flip these fists back around like you're going into beast mode. This is going to come back, and that's going to come back just like so. These legs, you're going to bring them out, come down, out, and down. And you can see where those are going to plug in there. Really tight. There's the legs. And get the arms in there. His chest will plug on just like I showed you in his beast mode, and then you plug on the head. And so now you can kind of see him where he's there you go, all combined, and this guy looks awesome. I love all the the bright colors, and they just look really good with him. This is the way that I prefer to put them together. I mean, you could do it however you wanted. But as far as articulation with this guy, he does rotate his head. A lot of combiners can't do that, so you can get quite a bit of movement there. You can go 360 if you want. His arms, you can see that they go back and forth this way, rotate this way. I guess you could say wrist rotate if you wanted to. But the thing that kind of sets him apart, other than the head rotating among all the other combiners, is the legs going back and forth this way, bending this way, even bending this way as well. So, I mean, you can do a lot with him. If we can, let's see if I can get him to stand. I've got him to do it before, but he can do a super kick. Bam, there you go. So, throw in Computron here, and he's getting knocked out. So, again, there's no other G1 combiner that you can make do a super kick. This thing is just impressive all over the board. If you wanted to, kind of move, these at an angle, bend one forward and put them into some kind of crazy pose. This is G1 and just kind of the best I can do on the fly. But, I mean, there's no other G1 combiner that I can think of that, you can do that with. This guy is just awesome. I love him. And, if you haven't, if you haven't committed to buying all the G1 combiners, I think that this is one that, you'll absolutely love. Even if you don't want to buy it to be 100% complete, to, get all the little weapons, because they can be quite expensive. Just this guy sitting on your shelf on his own is pretty awesome. Right, now comparison. I think there's a joint there that I haven't bent yet, but here he is with his Nemesis Computron, and he'll be in a Decepticon and BMB. So you can see that he's a little bit taller, which I think kind of makes sense. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Give you something a little bit more modern. There's a Lux Armada Generation Starscream. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.